Well, a few of you had asked if the Pro Ye lot will be back. There they are, just as the bus arrives. Annoyingly, guys, it's a bit of a mushy morning. You'll see a lot of people still with umbrellas, and a lot of people with raincoats. Now, I have no idea how or whether that might destroy the video, but you know what? It doesn't matter. So there. We're not going to walk across through it because it's too noisy, so we'll ignore that and continue our usual trip toward horseguards. It's been several weeks since they were there because there was a court case that Steve Bray was going through vis-a-vis the loud music, the disturbance, blah 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 blah. Anyway, he won the court case. He's allowed to stay and allowed to make as much noise as he wants to make, apparently. Odd decision, but there we are, folks. I have got an umbrella, but I don't think, at least for the moment, it's necessary. God, who's going to be going on a bus tour in this weather? Probably, I would think, almost no one, in all honesty, myself included. A couple of updates. First of all, posted a little bit about it late last night, only because I caught the tail end of the story. Not only are the police looking for those that vandalised the statues and the bases of the statues, but apparently they've also now identified several people in the crowd that had signage which violates, or counts as hate speech, which violates the law, counts as hate speech, and other slightly more serious offences apparently, which they didn't divulge, but there was a story in the Telegraph about it yesterday. It's funny, because somebody said, in the comments, I don't like to watch tabloid headlined videos. Like, well, hello. The story was reported in the Telegraph, which is a broadsheet, not a tabloid. They broke the story first. I dare say other media will have followed up with it this morning. Serious as that is, the next point is even more serious, folks. You're going to find this one hard to believe, but at the end of last week, somebody out of the blue messaged me to say they were very upset and very angry and had been to the police because of the fact that they've been sending lots and lots of money to an ex-trooper who they were under the false impression they were dating and had been dating since last year. Yeah. I don't need to mention the trooper. You could probably guess, folks. Good-looking, affable young gent who was in the Blues and Royals, was not in the boxes, and who has appeared on this channel many times. Now, obviously, I knew straight away it was a scam. I mean, come on. That said, spoke to the lady concerned. Of course, I spoke with the trooper who said, look, I've already spoken to her myself and told her it's a load of nonsense. She's been duped, but for whatever reason, she doesn't want to listen. Even after that, even after he'd spoken to her and I'd spoken to her, she was still convinced that she was actually dating him and had been dating him for many months. I'm starting to think it's a bit of a wind-up. So I'm like, well, hold on a second, prove it. How have you been sending all this money? If you're a long way away, he's here. And then she started posting the PayPal receipts, folks, and yeah, my heart sank. I mean, it really sank. And not only was it to a completely different name, who she said the trooper had been aware of. Clearly he wasn't aware of it and never had been. But, and this is a scarier headline part, she sent a total of £17,000. £17,000, everyone. Now, the story does have a possible happy ending, in that the penny did drop, and she decided, after a little persuasion, that, it's time to contact the police about this. And obviously, report and get the accounts closed and see if any of the money can be returned. I mean, I know what a lot of you are going to think. A lot of you are going to say, like, how could you be so foolish? It's funny, these type of romance or dating scams are incredibly common all around the world. And the funniest thing of all is some of the biggest, most successful ones have involved some exceedingly intelligent, professional, accomplished women who have been duped by these fraudsters who are very sophisticated, not just in terms of their language and kind of catch them and reel in type communication, but also using AI, so it looks like they're on video calls. It's an extraordinary and terrifying phenomenon, which I think is only going to get worse. point or moral of the story being, no trooper or ex-trooper is going to miraculously just start dating somebody by messaging them out of the blue on Instagram. And more importantly, even if they started dating somebody they met on Instagram or had visited horse guards, they're certainly not going to start holding their hand out for anyone to be sending them free money. Simple as that. In other words, if it seems fishy, flipping well is fishy. So be careful out there, folks. Right, what have we got? 5 minutes past. They've just changed over. In fact, literally just changed over. I was not expecting there would be anywhere near this amount of people just because of the mushy weather. But it's actually quite an impressive turnout. Making sure I don't smash the camera on the heads of any of these very tall visitors from Deutschland. Here we are. Oh, bro on the left, out of the box, mind the white line please, and on the right. A double, look at that, a 1-2, almost like a German tag team event. I'm just surprised that the two fellows didn't say Dankeschön to the soldier. Goodness me. Actually, wait, I'm not convinced now about the language. 1 second. No, that definitely is not German being spoken. No idea which language that is. I heard many people speaking German as I walked in, and tons of people just turned up. Look. Okay, good to see that, as usual, we arrive, and what happens? Somebody gets told to get out of the box. Mr. Fake Pink Hat will hopefully decide to get himself out of the box shortly, so that some other ladies can get themselves into the box. Yes, that's right. Good to see this particular trooper back, ladies and gents. No nonsense approach, pretty strict. Not always strict, but when he's in the mood to be strict, he's pretty strict, as you just saw. Other end, folks, I've just got myself in a bit of a tizzy already. I'm going to go to the other end in just a minute or two, because you will all be delighted to see who is in the other box. Oh, yes you will, folks. Think a superstar, Premier League, A-list trooper in the other box this morning. Horse is having a little bit of a nod. It's chilly, guys, 11 degrees, but fair humidity because it was raining pretty much all night, and it's kind of spitting a teeny bit right now, but not raining. Oh, I've just seen, damn it, we missed it. Some bro in a yellow jacket just came out of the archway. Oh, somebody's remembering the square. Might be the teacher. Yeah, his teacher. He's just telling them the square. Which I think is good. I mean, it's good in terms of them not getting in the square. It's not good in terms of them getting shouted at full on camera. Yeah, I don't know about the language on my right that's being spoken. Definitely German on the left, 100%. I can't see what everybody's kind of almost like they're look, a big group kind of suggesting to one another, should we get closer? I don't think they will, and I certainly hope they won't. German group selfies on the left. Wait till this lot have finished. Oh look, bro's walking closer. He's now in the box. He's 1 foot. Oh, the teacher's closing them down fast, I think. I mean, if it isn't a teacher, it's someone older that I believe from the body language is telling them not to get close and not to be rude. If anyone can translate that, might be Turkish possibly. Let me know in the comments. It's not a language that I recognise, I must say. Instinctively I'm thinking either Turkish, possibly Kurdish. Flipping on, the selfie group just gets bigger and bigger. How long are they going to be here for? I don't know. Right, it's cleared a little bit now. We've got these little bros, let's leave them to it. Okay, the group have gone. And the elders did a very good job of being serious and firm and making sure that when the young guys were pushing and jostling a little bit for the box, they closed it down straight away. Actually, yeah, nice thing to see. Respect for that. Okay, who's next? No one. They will decide that's it. And all of a sudden, it opens up. They've all gone. Right, that gives us time to get to the other end, folks. Why are we going to go to the other end? Because I did mention we have a trooper that takes no nonsense to a whole new level. Oh yes. There we are. Now, I'm not sure which horse he's on. Hold on. A lot of people on scooters and bikes and all kinds of things walking along here now. Whoa, it's pretty jogger, ladies and gents. Okay, we're in, next to a bollard. Yeah, here he is. Mr. McNo-Nonsense. Now, horse-wise, I must admit I'm struggling. I mean, actually, I think the horse is struggling as well. Look, to stay awake. Has he actually nodded off? On duty. Look, even the tourist is having a closer look. He's like, hello. Huh? Somebody popped a sleeping pill in an apple and given it to the horse, I wonder. He's really sleepy, look. Like majorly sleepy. Are the police going to come out and investigate? No idea. I'm just hoping, folks, that it doesn't actually start to rain because, as I said, it was a wet and mushy night. And it's still the case that most people have got an umbrella or a raincoat. Okay, just looking at which MOD we've got today. Kind of a bit of a no-nonsense group, which is good to see. Matches the no-nonsense trooper, at least at this end. It's going to be interesting, actually, having not seen him for... I'm trying to think, actually. It's been a couple months, actually, since we last saw this trooper. Yeah, he looks incredibly similar to the trooper that was here when we were here at the weekend. It's not the same trooper, but this trooper typically before was pretty on it, I must say. Been a while. I don't think we've seen him this year, which makes it a bit tricky, actually, thinking about which end is a better option. Yeah. Oh, what did he say? Did he say, can I buy it? Well, I mean, we know the answer. The answer is no.
Shazzy.
Yeah, I think the horse is just chilling, guys, in the humidity. Oh. Back to life. This guy's still deciding on a price. I'm still hoping that one morning we're sort of going to stroll back here. I'm going to start filming. Oh, here we go. He literally just flipping asked him, and he said no. And he still decides to push it like a cheeky scoundrel. I mean, it could have been worse, folks. He could have grabbed the reins. Oh, here we go. More questions. US tourist there asking the trooper something. I'm not sure if she's asking him how long he has to stand.
Okay.
Oh, somebody just said the whole day. It's 2 hours. It's not zwei. It's ein. One. Big difference. So this lady's under the impression now that the horses stand here for zwei hours. Sorry guys, I don't know the German word for hours. Tourist misinformation. That's not very nice, is it? I'll mention to her if she comes by. Last thing we want is her going back to Munich or Bavaria and spreading falsehoods about the Kingslifeguard and their poor treatment of the horses. Why? Because it's not true. Yeah, I wonder where somebody just plucked 2 hours out of the air from. Curious assumption, right? Very. Okay, speaking about curious assumptions, let's go back to the other end again. I try as hard as I can to avoid the spammer in. And the reason I try to do that is not because it matters. I couldn't care less how many people are there filming. But it makes a nice contrast if we're at the end when no one else is filming. More importantly, This is why often we catch a lot of things on this channel that no one else does, despite the fact that I film here less for a few hours a week than anyone else. I'm here for less than 7 hours a week, folks. Some people are here for 7 hours a day, which is crazy but true. Oh, those tourists are crazy. Look at that luggage over there, just behind the young man. Look, they've just kind of left it in a corner. I guess assuming it's going to be safe. I don't even know who's left it there. That's crazy. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know whose luggage it is, but that's really, really, really crazy. Look. If you're distracted by the horse or whatever else, honestly, folks, that could vanish so quickly here. You know, if people are pickpocketing, grabbing phones and cycling off, think what they do with a bunch of luggage. That's really odd, no? Especially now, it's kind of obscured by this new group that just arrived. How peculiar. I'll try and keep an eye on it to see if it actually goes, but for the moment, it's still there behind the group. Okay, so a new group. Oh, another one wants to touch or feed the horse. So a new group have arrived. Oh, nope, sorry. No touching of the king's horse, unless of course you're in the HCAV. Yep, luggage is still there. There's some lady sort of hovering around it. This lady in the pink. I'm hoping it's hers. Flipping out. How are so many people turning up at the front here without coming through the front gate? Oops, oh no. Uh-oh. Top man. Straight away he realised he corrected himself. I dare say the trooper did not want to say that. Just got had a senior officer going through the gates. We missed it, but never mind. We'll be sticking the camera in his face anyway. Unless, of course, he was posing with the horse. That's a whole different kettle of fish. Because he's then actively in a public-facing capacity. It's a real messy bit of a squash this morning, to be honest. Oh, the teacher, look, they've joked and told her that if she goes and stands in the yard, she... No, but they all bring money, don't they, to our economy? I guess that's the upside.
You want to go in, do you? We are.
Mine is all Chinese stuff anyway.
Oh, okay. He was not happy with all the tourists, that gent. It's a fair point though, guys. Without all of these people, we would be many tens of thousands of pounds every hour, in all likelihood. In fact, possibly every few minutes. I mean, I don't know how much the tourist economy is worth. I'm guessing upwards of 10 billion UK pounds a year. I don't know what that translates to per hour. My maths is not that good, but let's just say it's probably a fair sum. Oh, well done. My favourite type of tourist, US tourist that are scared of the horse. Look. Oh my God. And she's nowhere near the flipping horse, for goodness sake. Actually, I like the way that those ladies who have now reclaimed their luggage have decided to have a water bottle and a top that matches said luggage. Okay, so she's dressed as a lifeguard, this lady. The Chinese gent at the other end is now questioning someone else who's filming about how often they change over. Look at this. That's a nice and interesting collection of 4. Beautiful. I'm kind of liking the fact we've got so many bright colours today. I am actively looking around to see the first person that has either 1, a t-shirt, or 2, a yellow raincoat. Yeah, oh, human condoms coming through the gate. These people that wear like rubbish sacks as a raincoat. I think they're sold in sort of, local corner convenience shops in popular tourist areas for about £5 or £7. In other words, they're disposable. Oh. She's asking, can they touch the horse? I think that's what she's asking. Obviously, the trooper straight away said no. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, hold on, flipping out the whole family. Get out, here we go again. Just told to get out of the box as well. Damn it. God just destroyed their perfect family moment. Damn, it's a big family, actually. I should probably ask... Oh, too late. Oh, do you want me to take a picture of all of you? Of course. No, come on. You've got a big group of you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, glad she heard. 1 second. Actually, wait. It's going to have to be the other way to get them all in with the horse. Pleasure, guys. Have a good day, yeah?
Thank you.
Fantastic. It's not fair that a very large and beautiful family like that don't get a group shot together on the visit to horse guards. Who's up next? Oh, was that a little bow? Or was it almost that she slipped over on the cobbles? I couldn't really tell, to be honest. Bit of both? Or was it a slipping bow? Oh, guys, don't knock the sign off the wall. Who's next? Just try and move down a little bit to get the lines meeting the wall. It's very red on the left. I think she's accidentally got her scarf stuck on her bun on her head. Interesting, unusual way to wear it. Wow, bro's got gloves on. I mean, it's not that cold. I would not have guessed. If somebody had wagered with me £100, will we see somebody wearing gloves? I would have said emphatically, of course not. But we did. Oh, he's like, can we get near for a photo? The guy's like, not that near. Mr. Enthusiastic. I think there was a bit of a misunderstanding. He was sort of saying, can I get near? No. Trooper's like, But you can't actually get near enough to touch my mount. Yeah? I can take a picture of you, yeah. I like the fact that you trust me not to run away with your phone. I bet you can run faster anyway.
No, I just seen you taking a picture.
No, I mean, come on, it's the right thing to do, am I right?
Are you the YouTuber?
A YouTuber. There are a few of us here, yeah, that film. I'll show you in a minute which channel.
Sure.
Okay, so here we go. The most trusting tourist in London, this gent. We've got to get him a good picture because he's a nice guy. Bingo. Pleasure, yeah?
Thank you. I check the YouTube all the time, especially like the horse guard.
Okay.
And one time I saw the YouTube where the Chinese lady was bitten by the horse.
That's my video.
That's your video.
At this end, where she was bitten and fell back against the wall. That's my video, yeah.
You're the one first put online?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
In fact, I'm the only one that filmed that day. 1 second. It's this channel.
So you're here every day almost?
I try to do 4, sometimes 5 mornings just for a 1 hour
I was
vlog.
shocked, 1
second. It's this channel if you want to take a picture of it.
my phone is with my wife.
Easy to remember.
It's called London City Walkers. Okay.
With an S on the end.
Sure.
Yeah, that video, in fact.
Is that you're the first one who took that picture?
I'm the only one. No one else was here that day.
Holy
that saw
crap.
it. Where is it?
And madam, you're making a lot of money on that particular one?
No, it's not about that, in fact, because
it's advertising.
a lot of people that post those short videos, the short videos earn almost no money. We're talking about pennies.
Oh.
For me, this is kind of fun and educational because I live nearby. It's good to be out,
local.
good to meet tourists. We make funny videos. We sometimes capture amusing things that are happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
And sometimes we get really crazy things like that. Where is that Ormond video?
I was shocked.
That was another famous one that no one else got.
Yeah.
It happens here a lot. Where's the Ormond video where he bites a Chinese lady? So that video is very, 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 very well known, isn't it?
Yeah. I was shocked that day. I said, wow.
This one.
She must be did something wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one.
Wow.
Yeah, she was okay. I checked, so she was alright afterwards, but it was still a bit of a shocking thing to see.
Definitely shocking.
Wait, so I'm assuming you're Chinese, yeah?
She definitely speaks the same dialogue as I speak. She definitely born in Shanghai, China.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
why when she talked to her husband, say, oh, she feel pain. That's why everybody you need a medication or medical assistance, something like that.
Wait, so you and the lady obviously speak Mandarin as your primary language?
It's not Mandarin, it's a Shanghainese dialogue.
I never heard it. Shanghainese.
Shanghai is a big city,
Wait, but is that a dialogue that is... Because I thought that
The
most
dialogue
Chinese
is
speak
Shanghainese only.
Mandarin, and obviously people in Hong Kong speak primarily Cantonese.
Exactly.
But there are many, many regional dialects.
We have like 100. Shanghai is one of the most popular ones, but it's not
Oh,
good.
wow.
It's not popular as the Mandarin.
I thought so,
Mandarin,
yeah.
80% of people speak that, but she's talking about in Shanghainese dialogue. I was born in Shanghai.
So
I know
wait,
exactly.
so that video, how do you know about it? From being in London, or you're based in China but you saw the video?
I always keep eye on those kind of horse guard. One thing just pops out. I look again. Then I realize what is she talking about is the same language I spoke.
That's a small world, isn't it?
It's
In
very
fact,
small.
kind of a cute coincidence as well, to be honest.
Yeah. As a matter, it's not only her. It's a whole group. They all come from Shanghai. Yeah.
Because I noticed not so much right now, but at some points during the year, there are some very, very, very large Chinese tour groups that come to London now. I'm guessing a lot of new money in China. People can afford to leave and travel and see Europe.
In the summertime, the weather is good.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know why, but I'm guessing a lot of people that grew up in the big cities in China haven't spent a lot of time around horses, because most Chinese that we see that visit here are very jumpy when the horse gets a bit too close.
Yeah, we never see, we don't have any like a horse guard somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to us. So that's why,
Okay, I've got to ask you, because you're here and obviously you speak a particular dialogue. How would you read the sign in your dialogue? Oh, there's a tough one.
No, 小心马会踢你或咬你，不要碰马，谢谢。
I understand. Shishir, thank you.
I just see by my dialogue based on top to bottom. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. I mean, that leaves me. All I need to say to you is shishir.
Shishir. Okay, yeah, that's the only thing you can understand. Yeah, but anyway, I'm talking Mandarin from top to down. Yes.
If I were going to learn a new language, I'm probably too old really now to think about it, but it would definitely be almost certainly Mandarin, possibly Arabic, but I think Mandarin, because it's such an important language for the future.
If you're willing to travel in China, you must learn Mandarin better than the other dialogue. Mandarin always is the number one priority.
Plus, it's kind of respectful as well, because a lot of people that travel, YouTubers in particular, that travel in China, yes, some can speak exceptionally well, most can't, and they kind of assume that most Chinese can say a few words of English. I prefer to be the other way, at least start off in a little bit of the native language, and then ask in the native language, do you speak my language? Exactly. That's the right way to approach it, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And then people, not just in China but elsewhere, especially in the Middle East, will appreciate more that you made the effort, even though you can't speak the same language.
Always the more is better, I think so.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. But as someone that would love to visit Shanghai and Chongqing, I'd love to
visit Chongqing when I have time, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Beautiful, just to see that, or even get on that train as it goes through the residential building.
Exactly.
Extraordinary thing to see.
The building. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Love to see that in real life one day. Fingers crossed. Yep. So you're on holiday now, or you live in London?
No, I live in New York. I'm on a holiday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So how's life in New York compared to London?
It's a big city. Always keep everyone busy. To me is a different culture. Different city.
Which feels safer for you as a Chinese? Which is safer, do you think, here or New York?
I cannot compare that, but I think they're both. I feel safer, right here. If you walk on the main street, don't go out in the evening. That should be safe, right?
Yeah, depending on the areas. Yeah.
Depending on the area, yeah. But China is definitely more safe than here.
China and Dubai are probably the most safe places on earth, are they not?
Camera every corner.
Yeah.
The good things is no thief. Very safe. But the downside is no privacy. You have the balance.
It's a dangerous trade-off, isn't it? Do you want to sacrifice that privacy and kind of right to be forgotten against absolutely safe coexistence with your fellow citizens?
Chinese people is getting used to, so
yeah, I mean it's true. Ultimately, every society is slowly going that way, because even though you don't see it quite so much here, cameras up here, cameras everywhere.
Oh yeah, you can see that.
And a lot of the police, even up here in the top of the box, and now a lot of the police in Central London are rolling out facial recognition.
Yep.
It's funny because the Western media ironically criticise China so much for using AI and facial recognition and too many cameras.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
The difference being that citizens here don't realise it yet.
Yeah.
It's a slow descent into, I wouldn't quite say authoritarianism, but it's not far off.
Yeah. England, America, they do have those kind of technology, but they don't use much of as China, because I think the policy, the human rights.
And this is why, in some respects, certainly in AI and other tech, China is a decade, even 2 decades in front of any Western nation, which is in some respects interesting and fascinating, because even simple things like how long your phone's battery lasts, but it's also scary.
Yes.
The level of tech and AI and robotics.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Wow. I think we're going to have. Everything that we see around us, deliveries, taxis, buses, everything is going to be automated, isn't it? And driverless.
Yes. That will be the future.
In our lifetimes.
Yes.
Scary stuff. Very scary
It's
stuff.
getting closer and closer.
It is. Well, I will say she again because I'm going back to the other end.
Sure.
Pleasure to meet you.
sir.
Very nice to meet you.
We'll check out your video.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, guys, what a super lovely gent. He was very insightful there to talk to him about his perspective as a Chinese who lives in New York. I was getting excited then. Let's pop into the yard for a second because I heard the bell and thought, oh, maybe they're about to change, but they're not. We've got another 30 minutes or so, give or take, until they're going to change over, which is soon. Now, the only reason I'm going to go to the end of the tunnel is because we haven't been to the end of the tunnel in almost 2 weeks. And I'm very curious to see just how much progress has been made with prep. Really do miss, guys, the time in the tunnel, when the tourists are watching the changeover, and also there's times when the troopers stand at the end or in the tunnel and people hopefully respectfully stand near them. Wow, they finished it. Look at this. It's all finished and ready. All of the seating is in place. You can see there's got somewhat menacing rain clouds. Still got lots of people coming over. Police have popped a van load of officers in front of the Guards Memorial. Not sure why. That isn't typically there. And the other side, everything looking green and lovely. And yes, guys, to my great surprise, there is indeed a Union flag. I'm thinking now, actually, if things go to plan, the Ukraine peace deal is agreed upon in the next 2 weeks, which is looking highly likely. I think at that point they'll replace the Ukrainian flag that flies over Whitehall with their own Union flag. It would have been nice if they'd done that today, actually, it being St George's Day and all. I haven't actually seen a single person with anything St George's Day related. The official celebrations were this past weekend, but one would normally expect, a few sprightly characters out and about, but not yet. That said, actually, after the very long holiday, it was a bit of a hard landing for most people, either yesterday or today. Even for me personally, I was out of London all day yesterday. Hence, there not being a video yesterday. Well, there was a video, but it wasn't of yesterday. That makes sense. It was part 2 from Monday. But actually, guys, I do like being outside of London on those days off because it gives me a bit more of a chance to recharge. Also look at the news, find out what's going on, and decide what could be captured next. Still thinking about doing a collab with another YouTuber. More on that if and when he and I agree. It's not somebody that films at Horseguards, by the way. It's someone else that I've mentioned before who is a very professional fellow. That's in the works. There's a hell of a lot to concentrate on here for the moment. Now, the good thing is, looking at the time, we will capture the changeover and get to see which 2 new horses take their spots after this trooper and the trooper at the other end. I'm focusing primarily on this end because for whatever reason, probably the sunshine or it's brighter, most people are coming out and waiting here and not going to the other end. It's far busier at this end. It might not look like it on the camera, but there are more than enough people here. Just need to wait for them to actually go forward past the bollards. Will they do that? Let's hope so. Also trying to stand well clear of people's hoodies and other things, people. For the moment, they're being super respectful of the line. Spanish group. All wearing bright orange hats, or caps, oddly enough. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they're from Valencia. Yeah, that in fact is a very strong possibility. Oh, they heard me saying that and they've all run off. Anyway, there they go. The Valencians. Some of them. Who's up next? It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Girls getting trashed on the camera. I like that. It's super cute when some tourists think that they don't want to, like, you know, get in the video. The exact opposite is true. I'd prefer that they get in my video, in all honesty. Now, I haven't yet today seen anyone try to feed the horse or offer money to either of the troopers. Now, he's not here at the moment, but I'm fairly certain that someone we usually talk to is milling around somewhere. So if I do bump into him, I'll ask him if he saw any attempted donations this morning. Got the sunshine now, guys, after the mush. Wow. I'm really happy about that, actually, because I was thinking to myself, it's going to be one of those ghastly days where it's overcast for the entire duration of the video. Luckily, though, it's not. At least not for the moment. Yes, my dear. Okay, these two are absolutely besotted with the horse. And folks, at some point I understand exactly why. I think, in fact... Nah, the sun's gone, we missed it. I was going to say, which one should be horse of the day? I'm thinking this one, probably. That would be the smart option. Oh, best dressed tourist, look at that. I think he thinks he's starring in a Guy Ritchie film. He's the geezer. Who's next? Anyone? Roll up, roll up. They've all decided that they're not going to go in front of the bollards. To be honest though, folks, it's actually a bit surprising because we haven't seen, unless I missed it, and I don't think I did, a massive deluge of people, sweaty jogger, coming out from the front gates from the palace. I wonder why. It doesn't matter whether there was a guard change or not at the palace. If there was a guard change, we'd expect a lot of people. If there wasn't a guard change, we'd expect a lot of people just earlier. So very, very curious about what we're seeing here this morning. Everyone, look, they're all posing just to my left along the bollards. Loads and loads of people. Oh, little man's got the same outfit as me, actually. Under Armour. That's actually exactly what I'm wearing today. Under my fleece. Wow, look at that. You would never ever believe, would you, that on a guard change day we've got the entire box and both walls, okay, well, almost, without a single character in the frame. Almost got it, there we are. Hold on. Look at this, they're all just marching, a whole lot of marching through the box. Now, I know a certain trooper or two that would have charged that lot in 1 second. I'm not talking about financially, I mean with the horse. Straight at them, whoosh, boom, straight in. Now, the good thing is that that particular troop, well actually there were two troopers I think that would do that, and we all know one gunner that would definitely do it. Okay, the Valencians are coming back. Horse is being really left alone. He's probably getting a bit paranoid, actually. It's like, why does nobody want to come anywhere near me? Even little Miss Pink, look. So, folks, I hate that when the auto focus kicks in when somebody's fat head gets in the frame. At least it corrects itself pretty damn fast. This might be impossible to film here with like a DSLR or something. The autofocus is nowhere near as fast as with a phone. Oh, somebody walking by me saying don't touch the reins. I'm not sure where they get that from. Old video perhaps. Come on tourist, where are you? It's like I'm here. haven't actually, except for that one guy when we first arrived. Oh, let's hope this guy hasn't stolen that lot. It's quite the haul actually, isn't it, really? Computers, other kit. He hasn't stolen it, folks. He's a regular face. I think he's a DHL driver. Mr. DHL, back and forwards, back and forwards, back and forwards. Okay, she's still interested, but oddly enough, despite it being quite sunny and bright this morning, most people are not. How does that work? Positioning her super far back. Okay, let's have a little stroll back again to this end. And we have to bear in mind actually that we were kind of spoiled numbers-wise for much of the past, what, I don't know, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, because we had the kind of summer weather just before Easter kicked off, and then of course we had the Easter holiday. See, something goes straight through the box. Actually, wait, she gets to get out of jail free card because she's got the same backpack as me.
That's it. So make sure we don't go past the line. Very good. There we are. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's get one more. 2. Very good. Lovely, very regal. And,
Thank you.
we are past the line. There we go. Up 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
I'm not entirely sure actually whether or not that tour guide has a problem with counting, because I'm pretty sure I saw her hold up 4 fingers and not 3.
Make sure we're not past the line. Very good. There we go.
Being serious though, he's good with them. Look, it's making sure everybody doesn't get past the line. And they're all getting good pictures as well. His group. No one has marched straight into the box yet at this end. However, I do think it's 20 minutes. Is it likely? I mean, it's a possibility. I don't think there are enough people to get the sort of, you know, the thrust as they come through the gate, forcing people that are already here to move forward. Flipping out, this dude honestly doesn't get the idea of how a camera or folk. There we are. Didn't take long, did it? It was pretty obvious there'd be one. But nice recovery in his bright red top. I think this guy's going to be auditioning for the Superman reboot. Clark Kent. One second, let me move out of the way of these US tourists. I'm actually now kind of stuck, folks, with people all around me. Who's next? Another one straight in the box. Trooper's telling him. Use the horse. Oh, he actually moved the horse away instead of charging it at him. Curious. This guy's smart. He's got the heaviest duty chain attached to the bottom of his phone I've ever seen. Look at that. It's basically like a dog's leash, holding his phone physically to attaching it to his body. Smart. In fact, if he bought a bunch of those with him and sold them in London for £20 each, he'd go back a rich man. I keep looking through the gates into the yard, hoping we see at least one person with a Union flag or, you know, something, but nope, not a soul, folks. It's actually quite disappointing, to be honest. As pretty much every other day gets recognised widely. Another one straight in the box. Look, very curious at this end. Unless I'm mistaken, maybe this trooper's not one that's often on it. I mean, I seem to remember that he was when he was here late last year. But perhaps not. We will finish up at the other end before I go into the yard for the change. You can tell that I also dislike it intensely when the enforcement is inconsistent. It kind of undoes the work that the previous troopers have done, in my opinion. Because those that do enforce the box with a firm but primarily fair hand, it kind of sets back that good work. Thought we had another crash behind us for a second then. We didn't, but it was very close. Very close. Oh, she's back this end now. Oh. Sorry guys. Yeah, to be honest folks, it's actually better if we have two troopers that don't enforce it and then two that do. It just doesn't look good, the optics don't look good at all. Where one is pretty firm at one end and the same tourist goes to the other end and absolutely nothing happens. That's not a controversial opinion because I know that pretty much every single one of you will agree with it. And I know a hell of a lot of the troopers agree with that perspective as well. Lovely the yellow hat. Very stylish. I'm hoping, but I don't think she will, that she'll go forward for a picture. That's definitely the best outfit of the day, without a doubt. Yep, there we are. Not a picture, sadly, but she's the best dressed tourist of the day. Green, super bright green. Well, she's not going to get lost in a crowd with that on. And the yellow hat on top. Oh, Space Jogger's back. I bet he jogged over to the park, as it's the only latrine anywhere nearby. Right, here come the next group of pilgrims, led by their glorious leader, who has a pink umbrella. Actually, it's not pink, it's red. The group wanted to go over for the picture, but for some reason, I think it was their mum or, I don't know, group leader who thought she was shooing them away. Come on, girls. Come on. This bro is on his phone. Bro. Oh, goodness me. That was super close to being a splosh. That was one of the closest ones ever, to be quite fair. It's his friend.
Very good.
He was not concentrating at all. Damn it. Another 2 steps and that would have been another absolutely glorious, right in the camera, face plant. Like the classic with Ormond when that guy walked out of the gates on his phone, paused and walked splat into Ormond in this box, funnily enough. It's super rare that happens. It's only happened here, to the best of my knowledge, 3 times ever. So that was almost the 4th. Okay, interesting that these two are going back this way. I've got no idea which 2 horses they are. Beauties nonetheless. Very much so. We've only got, give or take, about 10 minutes until the change. There might, emphasis on might, be a part 2. Is it going to come down purely to which 2 troopers come out next? So I'll decide at the time. The good news, everybody, is that finally, after being behind for an entire week, we are at least up to date with the footage. In other words, I think everything that I've filmed in the past 2 weeks has now been published. and it kind of plays with my commitment to being efficient when I see videos marked as private, in other words, awaiting publication. But at the moment, there's not a single one awaiting publication. Hooray! And that is a glorious, glorious feeling, I tell you. Now, I think we might, this week, maybe next week, get a couple of reasonably normal weeks. Like today, in other words, a good few people, but not jam-packed. Weekends aside, weekends are always busy. Then the chaos will slowly begin. And will last for almost 4 months, everybody. And I'll be trying my hardest, can't promise, but I'll be trying my hardest, to produce 2 videos per day during the crazy period. In other words, when the sun arrives, either the end of May or early June. So June, July, August, September. As long as I'm in London, I'll try to shoot 2 videos a day. I will not promise because it's not an easy feat, but I'll try. Plus, it's much more fun to be here early in the summer because the crowds kind of form up here around 10:30 a.m. And then we get that regimental changeover at 11 on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Oh, what a respectful gem. That was actually really nice to see, to be honest, guys, no? Little nod. Yeah. Acknowledgement doesn't hurt. You don't need to expect to get something back from the trooper, but I definitely don't think that acknowledgement is a bad thing. Too few, actually, are willing to acknowledge the presence of the trooper on the horse. Just kind of like, oh, look, there's a guy on a horse kind of thing normally. As opposed to there is somebody who's proudly serving all of us, in other words, his country and its citizens, on ceremonial duty here in the box. Okay, so we've hit the target, guys, of the yellow mac or raincoat. There it is. Look, in fact, we've got 2 of them at the same time. 2 for the price of 1. It's actually my favourite colour, guys, and I've also bought a yellow raincoat myself, which you might spot me in if I'm brave enough in future videos. Oh yeah, maybe eat your dog away, bro. He didn't realise the French guy, look, with his little yappy dog. He was like, mon Dieu, there's a dog, he scared the horse. I mean, I'm guessing dogs have a higher priority in France because they're not eaten as part of the national cuisine, unlike horses, which are often served in certain, shall we say, more traditional regions in France. I'm not sure what the lady's waiting for actually with the buggy. Frozen. Still not sure either whether to focus on that end or this end. I mean, I wanted to finish up at the end we were at a moment ago, but I'm just noticing, watching all these people come out the gate to see which end they decide to go to. Actually, you know what? Most of them are going to come to this end. I need to shut that dog up, otherwise it's going to freak out the horse. The trooper gave a super dirty look, you saw it. Yeah, I think most are going to come to this end. Except I was not wrong. I think the smart thing to do, actually, if you've got a dog that's yapping, is take it somewhere else, no? I mean, there's a park just beyond the gates and an entire city to explore where you won't find horses. Okay, so did the same thing. Everybody came out and basically just left. They turned up and left. And that brief burst of sunlight has also decided to depart on us, folks. This gent here in the cap is also in the box, just moved himself out. So we're getting close to zero enforcement this end, which is annoying, especially as I was pretty sure we'd seen good enforcement by this trooper in the past when he was here. Maybe I was wrong, guys. I don't know. If any of you do remember, can you pop the title of the last video he was in, this trooper, in the comments? It'd be good to know if I was wrong or whether my memory is failing me. Damn it, where did the sunshine go? Temperature drops about 4 degrees the second that the sun vanishes. It's actually that fast. This is are some people posing there. I mean, I guess that is a small plus. Oh, somebody just dropped their phone on the floor with no case. Hear that clank? Ah, that would be so annoying. But then again, why on earth would you go out with a phone and not put it in a case? Tour guide, I guess. I don't know him. I don't recognise him. Oh, actually, here comes his group. Ah. Okay, how? I would actually get a little bit close to the other side, guys, but the thing is, we're really close to changeover. This is not good either. Look. We should at least make sure that any little ones that get nearby, especially anywhere close to the horse's legs, are told to get out for their own safety, if nothing else. I don't even know how to phrase this video. I mean, on one hand, one end's great. The other hand, it's a mess at this end. Okay, police are out, so any minute they're going to start clearing the front. I'm already spying people on this corner. Actually, wait, here's the trooper. It's the super loud, super good trooper who really smashes it with enforcement. I'll go through the gates.
Everybody behind the right bollards, please.
Look at this, flipping how he's really on it, isn't he, this trooper?
Excuse me, ma'am, can you get behind the bollards, please?
Ah. Wait, what? What the flip? Let me go into the yard. She actually said to the trooper, it's a shame we were not having focused the camera forward. She said to the trooper, wait, she's like this, put her hand up, like, wait, like that, to the trooper. What the flip? What an entitled asshole. Unbelievable. I think you heard him say, no, not wait. I think that the audio would have picked it up. Unbelievable. How could you be that entitled to think that your picture is more important than the safety of everybody by being behind the bollards? God, that's probably the most obnoxious tourist we've seen this year. Pity we didn't quite get the hand in the air. But I love how quickly the trooper shut it down. Good stuff. Right, we've got a tour group on the corner with us, but luckily they're quite far away from me, look, so I can still talk. Unless more people arrive, that is. Let's wait and see. Damn, that's really extraordinary. Imagine they're telling him to wait. Say, no, I'm not going behind the bollards. You will flipping wait until my picture's been taken. Young man. Just wow. Anyway, we got a few decent shouts, and we got the guy almost walking into the horse. Plus, we got a translation of the sign into Shanghaiese. Oh, liking the two officers that are coming out now. I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue in terms of crowd control here in the yard right now. There's plenty of room for everyone. I mean, actually, there's more than plenty of room for everyone. In all honesty, which is good. Now, the other good news, guys, is that after we get past today, and this kind of overcast mush, which is the best way to describe it, things are going to change dramatically. Most of next week, just looking at it again now to make sure it hasn't changed. 1 second. Yeah, starting on Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. 23 glorious degrees and full sunshine. Look, that's the current forecast. Not sure if that's... There it is. Oh. So next week we're going to have 3 of the hottest days of the year in quick succession. In other words, back to Easter vibes, hopefully. About 1 minute until the bell. And again, I will go into a part 2 if a certain trooper or two come out on this shift. I noticed they've rotated them a little bit, to be fair. The gent at this end that wasn't saying anything was not here on the last shift. Right, any minute we should hear the bell. Bing bong. How's that for accurate? Right, who have we got this time? Now, a fairly... Oh, flipping on, that horse is off, look at that. Playing dead with the crowd. Can't remember which horse that is. Faintest straggly blaze. Not sure what's going on over there, whether it's good or bad. Imminent dismount, here they come. I didn't actually take a single... Oh, flip, whoa. That was close. I didn't take a single picture actually today, guys. It's so overcast it wouldn't come out particularly well, so never mind. I'm going to zoom out, but I'm not even zoomed in. We're actually really close today. There we have it. I think actually horses and troopers alike are happy to be off. Oh. Sorry. Everyone's ahead of me actually with the movement. Still a decent number of people coming out. I don't even remember if we got any footage at all over the last few days of these 2 troopers that are now in the boxes. So it's a very, very tough decision. I think I'll keep an eye on what's happening here for a few minutes, because there are a lot of people coming out of the front gate before deciding whether or not to go for a part 2 and beyond. So let's get over to the other side where the sign is. It is really, 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 really busy. Look at this. He's looking immediately at where everyone's feet are positioned, this trooper. That's got to be a good starting point. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to leave the box. Oh, no, they're not going to leave the box open. Oh, and she's back. Yellow Mac is back. Now, if only she were posing with a French tourist, we'd have a bona fide mac and cheese. Somebody's gesturing to her to get closer. The trooper's looking. Oh, it's her partner's next to me taking the picture. She kind of, I guess, went over the line, but not really. See, same. Right, we've got a good spot here. Let's enjoy this for a few minutes, and then I'll decide what to do about part 2. Oh, hold on. It's entitled the one that's back. Yeah, bro. Brilliant. The lady that put her hand up at the trooper just got told to get back out of the box. You heard that? Get back. Look. That's karma, people. Absolute glorious karma. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. It's still not straight. I really do like this orderly though. He's absolutely outstanding. Always checking on the horse, always giving like a little friendly pat, bit of encouragement, etc. Very, very vocal with the tourists, telling him to get back behind the bollards. Outstanding. Probably one of the best orderlies we've ever seen, in all honesty. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing the signs are pretty hard to get bang on accurate. Plus, I've been told before that when you're trying to straighten it, it's far weightier than it looks, and that was even before they added the sub sign below. When you're right in front of it and you're trying to straighten it, it kind of looks like it's straight, but then you stand back and you realise actually it's not. This is why almost all of the time the sign is far from being perfect. I think when it is perfect, it's purely by accident. Oh! Straight over, attempting to touch the horse. What a naughty. Naughty, naughty. Wow. I actually was not expecting to see anybody trying that on. I was thinking actually, guys, looking at the time on the top, I didn't even realise, odd as that might sound, that we did get the entitled Lady Tourist twice in this one video. It's actually much better than getting her coming back in part 2. But wow, I'm so glad that she got told to get back. Yep, she's right. Das ist gut, ja. We've got a couple minutes left. Will we have any more lucky punters making a fool of themselves, folks? Oh, wait, this guy here with the man bun said Vamos. Oh, look at that. Little thumbs up. Very respectful. Gosh, it's getting a bit windy, folks. You see the forelock. He doesn't like it. In a second, I might get an idea of this one. In fact, maybe this one actually, as it's reasonably clear now, could make a good horse of the day, folks. 1 second, let me move back a teeny bit. I can already see the hoof number. I'm just going to get a picture of it so that I don't forget later. And I'll try and ID this beauty for you in a minute. Even though, of course, he's not looking at the flipping camera now. We'll see. Come on. There we go. Right, this one is. Hold on, wait for it. Legend. Folks, this horse is legend. We are literally into the last 10-15 seconds, people, of today's video. These are our last lucky punters on the left, these ladies. And that guy's head. Oh. Nothing's happening, guys. No one's in trouble, as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure the officers are having a little look at. Back shortly, people, I hope, for part 2. If not, back soon. Bye for now.